Welcome back, everybody. As you can hear from the sound of my overly masculine voice, well, I should say more masculine than usual anyway. I have been sick for the past week, so I haven't really been able to work on the video like I wanted to, but I am back, and I will deliver the last video just as promised before the end of the year. And then probably toward the end of the video, I'll let you know when I will come back, probably mid to late January. But I'll let you know at the end of the video. For now, I hope you enjoy. Thank you. Now today, I would like to take a look into the systematic implosion of the Democrat Party on November 5th, 2024, or Election Day. Now, make no mistake that this is not the exact date of their downfall, that they just suddenly, all of a sudden, met their wall. But this was the day where it all culminated in their downfall. So, what was it that did them in? Was it all the man-hating? Was it the segregation? Was it Joe Bite Me? Was it cackling Kamala Harris? Was it the snot-nosed interns and the campaign managers? Was it the sniveling celebrity endorsements, the economy, the border, illegal aliens, food and housing prices, the weaponization of the DOJ? All of this, which I say yes. Now first, I want to say this, my fellow conservatives, don't worry, because number one, I'm not even popular, okay? So the Democrats, you have nothing to worry about that there. You're like, oh, don't be spilling the secrets. No. Don't worry about that. But number two, the Democrats, even if they found this video, they could watch it 100 times and they would still fail to understand why they lost the election. So even though their secrets will be exposed, they wouldn't learn a dang thing. So let's take a little look at this montage that I have prepared of the Democrats pumping up Joe Biden and saying that he was fit as a fiddle.
The president, as you know, has been asked that question many times, and he has answered it. His answer has been pretty simple, which is, yes, he's running for re-election. You love asking me, Sebastian. You loved asking me about 2024. Look, hey, I'm running. Here's what I will say. I know you want a clear answer. I know, but he's. If Al Sharpton says it, it's look, it's so funny. You always ask me about 2024. So here's what I can say, and the president has said this himself, he intends to run in 2024.
Have you decided whether you are going to run for re-election in 2024? You haven't set up a re-election campaign yet, as your predecessor had by this time.
My predecessor needed to. My predecessor. Oh, God, I miss it.
Have you?
No, an answer is yes. My plan is to run for re-election. That's my expectation.
All jokes aside, according to recent polling, this is a real concern for American voters. How do you address that concern going forward as you come up to the 2024 election?
Well, a couple things. Number one, you got to take a look at the other guy. He's about as old as I am, but he can't remember his wife's name.
Yeah.
And number one. Number two, it's about how old your ideas are.
Well, I guess in the president's defense, he got 85% of the votes for the delegates throughout the nominating process. Now, do you think that we need to blame people that kept him out of the public spotlight, his staff? Because, I mean, this is not a total shock to people.
Here with me now is one of the top officials in the Democratic Party, a close ally of President Biden, former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Thank you so much for being here. What is your reaction to that poll? 72% of voters say they don't think that the president is fit mentally or cognitively to be president.
Well, what do they think about the other guy? Do they think that he has the integrity to be president after that performance? Let us not make a judgment about a presidency on one debate.
Now, did you hear all that? They were saying that, yeah, he was fit. You can't keep up with him. I can't keep up with him. He had the mental acuity of Einstein with the virality of that he was so potent that he was making 20-year-old men look limp wristed. He was the best. He was fit. He had no falls, no goofs, no gaffes. There's nothing, anything that you saw. All that you saw was just cheap fakes, according to KJP or Karine Jean-Pierre. So everything that we saw, it had nothing to do with what was actually going on. It was just our illusion or people trying to manipulate us. He was fit. He was mentally all there. Remember all that? But Trump, Trump, he was a boob. He is a boob. He was mentally declining. He was old and unable to run the country. No. But Joe Biden, not Joe Biden. Trump, yes, but no, Joe Biden, on the other hand, he was fit. They said this about Trump. Remember that he couldn't do it, but that Biden could do it. And they said all of this right up into the debate. So once Trump spanked the old man so hard in front of a national audience, they had to change their tune. And they began to say that they needed to change candidates. My question is that if Biden was so fit, and keep in mind that the Democrats to this day still refuse to say that he is in mental decline. But if he was so fit, then why did he have to bow out? Next comes Kamala. Why they chose her will always remain a mystery to me. Was it for the $96 million war chest that the only person that Biden could legally give to would be Harris? Were they so confident in the DEI pick that they would be able to pull off the win of the century against Trump? To be honest, I personally think that the Democrats thought that she could win and that she would win, but simply because they were overestimating their popularity, which, as we all know, it came back to haunt them in the end. Keep in mind that this was the same woman who gained a whopping 0 delegates in 2020 Democratic primaries and was tanking her approval ratings during her tenure as VP, and then all of a sudden was magically universally loved and fawned overnight when she was selected, not voted in, the Democratic primaries in August of this year. She ended up choosing a complete dud as a VP pick on the tailwinds of Biden's roaring economy. Obviously, sarcasm. As we all know, that economy sucked. We had high grocery prices, high housing prices. Prices were rising everywhere. They were pushing those very liberal DEI agendas. The threats of they had the threat of price control when she was going to come back, or when she was going to come into office, I should say. Free speech was under attack. The Second Amendment was under threat. The border was being overrun. The illegals were pouring in. The cartels were taking over apartment complexes, and I know it's not all of them. And I know the media even wanted to downplay and say, well, they didn't take over that many. It doesn't matter. One is too many. They shouldn't have any free reign here. They're devaluing our dollar, and everything I went over in a previous video talking about her agenda will cover all this agenda that she wanted to try to implement, or even that, or just looking at her track record. And to make everything worse, the party of inclusion and love and tolerance still managed to segregate their voters with blacks for Harris rallies, or white dudes for Harris, or gays for Harris, or hombres con Harris. You can name some stupid special interest group, and they were probably there was probably a rally for them for Harris. They probably did have it. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that there are all sorts of characters supporting Trump, but none of his rallies was about a certain marginalized group or a group of minorities or downtrodden people. It was about uniting all Americans under one banner and pushing it against the Harris agenda. You saw the opposite thing happening from Harris, where she would have all these weird rallies that were segregating people into their own little groups and then trying to rally them to push against Trump. It was so bizarre, to see that a such a tolerant, loving, just people, a group of people known as the Democrat Party who always tout we are the racists and that we're the homophobes and that we're the xenophobes. But then they have all these little segregated rallies for Harris. I always thought that was a little bizarre thing, and I don't know. I just think that in the end, with all their toleration, that all, and I mean toleration in air quotes, that all came back to bite them. So now you see why there are so many different rallies for men of all sorts of different shapes, sizes, and colors to go vote for Harris now, because this was the same party that was filled with the women, or misandry, who just hate men. The message of the Democratic Party is that of hatred and contempt for men. You think it's a stretch to imagine why there are hemorrhaging men during this last election? You push hatred for normal guys who just want to find a good girl and settle down with her and form a family and take care of her and the kids, and all of a sudden that's toxic masculinity. That's toxic patriarchy. And the overwhelming majority of men, now listen very closely, they're just normal, good guys who want to do the right thing, who want to do the good thing, but they're pushed away by the Democratic Party and impugned and besmirched on a daily basis by them and by far and large those women that make up that party. And then they wonder, why did we lose men? They wonder, why are we hemorrhaging men from our party? You even had Barack Obama try to go and appeal to the black guys and tell them, I can't believe if you don't vote for Harris, you ain't black. I mean, basically, that's what he was saying, and it's it shouldn't be a mystery to anybody why the Democratic Party was losing men to the Republicans, because the Republicans, as an alternative, they were offering these men who were pushed out or pushed away or made to look like a bad guy, they're offered a home. They're offered a safe haven, saying, hey, look, we understand. We're not here to try to say that you're a bad guy. We're not here to try to say that that all you want to do is rape women or hurt kids or anything like that. We understand that, and I shouldn't be a mystery why that was so much more appealing to young men than the hatred and misandry that's spewed out by the Democratic Party. And of course, just like normal, you don't have to take my word for it. Why don't you take a look at these young, beautiful, I'm kidding, ladies here for yourself.
Are men trash?
Oh, cis, heterosexual men, absolutely, especially white men.
What rights do you think that men have that women don't today?
A woman can still walk a street and not feel protected versus a man can.
Women are probably underrepresented.
It started off with great intent, but you have people who abuse the system.
A hatred of masculine energy.
It's like anti-men.
Today I'm out here and I'm asking, is feminism still relevant in today's society?
Yeah, absolutely. If anything, it's more relevant now than it ever was.
Yeah, I would say feminism's still relevant today. We built this country, men, but women at the same time got to supply more men, right? With no women, the world doesn't go round.
If you look at domestic abuse, for instance, we know that it happens to people of all genders, but it seems to be disproportionately affecting women.
Now, in the aftermath of Harris's loss, you have women who are swearing off sex, kids, and men, and joining the 4B movement in the aftermath of Trump's victory. To which I say, good. Now listen, boys, that means that there's going to be less crazies out there in the dating market now. Now, in all seriousness, though, you demonize half of your population. Where the heck do you think they're going to go? Even the New York Times has stated that Gen Z men are far more conservative at this point in their lives than the Gen Y or X at the same point of their lives. So young men, I say welcome. I hope you find comfort in knowing that you are needed in our society and that your masculinity is not toxic and that there is still hope for you to go out there and find a good girl. Go work out, go eat right, work hard, have fun with your hobbies, find a good, normal girl, and go have family. I can tell you this, that as a father of two, having kids, it is tough, but it is one of the best and most rewarding things that you can do as a man. I promise you that there are still good girls out there. Now, with the attempted assassination of Trump and the weaponization of the DOJ against him, but of course, don't take my word for it, take a look for yourself.
Who's stacking charges and rearranging things just to make it fit a case. I think the case is nonsense. It's a perversion of justice. To make him a convict, a convicted felon. It affects his candidacy if he's a convicted felon. It's a travesty of justice, a mockery of justice.
People saw all of this and said, no, they're not going to do it. No more. We're not going to be part of this anymore, all culminating in Trump's victory. And here's the kicker. To all of this, the Democrats still will not learn and instead will continue to want to blame misogyny and racism, xenophobia, bigotry, all the same tired, boring names that they call us, all the same tired, boring monikers that they slap on us on a daily basis. Here, let me read a quote for you. Racism is designed in such a way to make you question your humanity, but sexism is also. Sexism is really a power move, said Latasha Brown, co-founder of the Black Voters Matter Fund. When you combine those two things together, I think that best explains what Harris experienced. I wanted to read that to you because I wanted you to not just take my word for it, but listen to what these people are still saying, that the reason why she lost is because of sexism and because of racism. It's the same tired, boring thing. That's why I said, don't worry, guys. They're not going to learn from this. They're not going to learn. This is just a telltale sign that they're still adamant in their position that we, the uneducated boob, the stupid country yokel, the hayseed hick, that we don't understand that it is our racism and sexism that got in the way and that it is our superpower to keep those women down. This is why I said in the beginning, don't worry about it. They're not going to learn anytime soon. They're going to keep calling us those names. They're going to keep slinging over those insults. But don't worry, you're in great company. This is not a complete list of why she lost. There is still the fact that she was a crappy public speaker. She refused to separate herself from Biden's administration and all just the cringe-inducing endorsements from all the celebrities. And honestly, the list could go on and on of why she lost. I say all this to make a point, that they are not as popular as they think they are. And we are not a socialist country, not by a long shot. And this election was a repudiation of that agenda and their ideology. But make no mistake that the progressives, these liberals, though they have been thoroughly beaten this election, they will make a comeback. And I don't know when, and I don't know by who, but they eventually will. How quickly they come back will depend on how much we are able to accomplish in these next 4 years, and especially these first 2 critical years. So I hope that the Trump administration and that the Republicans, that those stupid never-Trumpers, that they get out of the freaking way and that they hit the ground running, they get things done as quickly as possible to make our lives better and to improve the future of our children. Well, hello, everybody. I know it might have been a little bit shorter than normal, but I just wanted to take a moment and just say thank you so much for your support this past year. I truly am thankful for each one of my subscribers. I remember this time last year I had 17 and now I have 81. And to me, that's a huge accomplishment. And I am so thankful for every single one of you. And I look forward to your continued support during this new year. I wanted to take a moment and wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And normally by this time I would put my ugly mug up on the screen and say it, directly into the camera. But unfortunately this time I will not, because I look like trash right now. Again, I just wanted to say thank you. Honestly, the words will just fail me to express how thankful I am for each one of you. Even those who have not subscribed but still watch. I really am thankful that you take some time and listen to a dude on the internet. Just try his best to talk about a few subjects that interest me and hopefully make you a little bit more of an informed person. Again, this is the last video of the year. I will return, I'll probably say, probably mid to late January. I know it's not an exact date, but I will be back. But I just want to, I hope that you, I just wanted to say that I hope that you enjoy these holidays with your loved ones, with your friends and with your family, and that you're able to unwind from these past 4 years of craziness and just enjoy the time. And I'll see you all in the new year. And I look forward to Trump's second term. So, if you have anything that you'd like to add as to why you think Harris lost, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the new year. I'm excited for it, and I'm ready for Trump's second term, baby.